Okay, brothers and sisters, we're going to be talking about this end time prophecy about the Euphrates River. And we're going to start with 11:25 in Romans. And why Romans? Because the Gentiles should know what this means. For I would not, brethren, that you should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part has happened to Israel, until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. The other verse says that Israel will be trampled underfoot until by the Gentiles until the fulfillment or the end of the Gentiles. Right? That's the fullness. The fullness is the height of their evil. Again, the fullness, the height of their evil. You will be blind to them until the height of their evil, and they are at the height of their evil, which means that, the harvest is ripe. Revelations 9:14, saying to the sixth angel which hath the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay a third part of men, and that's worldwide. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And so basically, you got Mathis, this general out here, putting together a great army. Look it up. For this region, Revelation 16:12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates. So this is the end time, because the next one is the seventh and is done. And the water thereof was dried up. How that's going to happen, or is it going to be the entire river or just a section? We don't know. That the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Prepared for what? War. Behold, I come as a thief after this. Blessed is he that watches. So we watching this right now. Watching what? The great river of Euphrates. Blessed is he that watches and keepeth his garments and stays straight, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. Everybody see that you are corrupt hypocrite. And he gathered them together in a place called in Hebrew tongue Armageddon, Megiddo. And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, it is done. So this is where we are, people. It is done. What does this mean to us as Hebrew or Israelites? It means that we are getting ready to be lifted up out of this place, if you are straight enough to be lifted up out of this place. Other than that, you're going to be left here with these Gentiles, and basically the Gentiles are all going to fight each other. They don't know, but they're all going to go to war with each other, brother against brother, neighbor. Everybody's sword is going to be against the other man. They don't think this is going to happen, but it is. And so there were voices and thunders and lightning, and there was a great earthquake. That's where we headed to right now. And it's going to be a pole shift. It means that when God's foot hit the mountain, it is going to rock south and north and south. That's what is written. Such as was not seen since men were upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great. And so let's talk about the facts of the Euphrates River. So Euphrates River runs into four nations: Iran, Iraq, Syria, Turkey. All four nations are actively engaging in military operations. Euphrates means sweet water. The Euphrates is first mentioned in Genesis 2:14 as one of the rivers of paradise. Just as the Nile represents in prophecy the power of Egypt, so the Euphrates represent the Hebrews' power. We next hear of it in the covenant made with Abraham, Genesis 15:18. During the reigns of David and Solomon, and formed the boundary of the promised land to the northeast. Russian military controls the west side of Euphrates. So if you don't know, Obama made a deal with Russia that they would have the west side of the Euphrates and America would control the east side of the Euphrates. Why? Why is that area so important to them? We're going to explain that in just a moment. There has been a 7-year civil war in Syria, And so all these Kurds and all these people that's fighting know what the hell was going down in there, and they're keeping it from the world. But now the world knows, especially after this video. Isaiah 17:1. The burden of Damascus, behold, Damascus is taken away from being a city, and it shall be a ruinous heap. So it's going to get blasted out, and then you're going to see all these nations is being invaded. They want to invade Iran. They already invaded Iraq. They already invaded Syria. Turkey is bucking up because they probably know they next. And these are the ones that is surrounding Euphrates River. So the Euphrates River run into these nations. 1/3 of the world's population will be destroyed in this coming war. And the sixth angel in this Revelation 9:13 sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before God, saying to the six angels which had the trumpets, loose the four angels which are bound in the great Euphrates. And the angels were loose and prepared for an hour. And so we read that, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and peace shall destroy. By peace he shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince a princess, but he shall be broken without hand. So we're looking for this. When the transgressors are come to the full, and so we said the fullness of the Gentiles is what? It's the height of their evil. And what is they saying now in Revelations? These transgressors, who are the Gentile, have come to their full. A king of fierce countenance, which we believe is Putin in Russia, and understanding dark sins shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper. So they go into United Nations at next month or July, and they all going to be talking about strategic defense against Russia. So it has to be Russia, and practice and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And who is that? It has to be those people over there pretending to be Israelites in Mount Moriah, claiming it to be Israel. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince and princess, but he shall be broken without hand. So all of them going to come to an end. One might ask, why so many countries are surrounding Euphrates River? Well, it is written that there is going to be a worldwide famine, and that the Euphrates River contains a mountain of gold under it. Some of the hadiths of the Prophet Muhammad suggest that the Euphrates will dry up, drop off, revealing unknown treasures that will be the cause of strife and war.
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you something very important. The Euphrates, this river right there behind me, is going to get drier in the next years, which is going to get drier, become full dry, and a mountain of gold will appear inside the river, which means everybody will fight to get that gold, because there's going to be a big poverty.
Now it makes sense. Soon the river Euphrates will disclose the treasure, the mountain of gold. So whoever will be present at that time should not take anything of it. They all over there ready to take it all. Sahih Bukhari. The Prophet Muhammad said, the hour will not come to pass before the river Euphrates dries up to unveil the mountain of gold, for which people will fight. It's the last war. 99 out of 100 will die in the fighting, and every man among them will say, perhaps I may be the one who remains alive. Why? To get the gold. Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim. The Prophet Muhammad said, the Euphrates revealed the treasures within itself. Whoever sees it should not take anything from it. Some believe the mountain of gold under the Euphrates River is simply just oil and not gold at all.
بالصدق عبيها جيب عبي الصدق جي.
which would make a whole lot of sense and why they are all over there. So you got a famine coming up, you got a mountain of gold under Euphrates River, which is oil, and then you got all these nations over there trying to stick a hand, and none of them can come up to an agreement that say, why don't we split it? Because everybody's trying to lord it over everybody else. Everybody's trying to be the greatest nation over everybody else, and everybody's trying to take whatever they can take, and they're going to blow up the entire world